3 men are charged with possessing cocaine and firearms, including a machine gun, after running from a stolen car on the northwest side, officials said. The driver of the Lexus got away on foot, but not before someone fired shots at Chicago cops. Around 2 a.m. last Wednesday, November 20, 2024, CPD officers were searching the Irving Park neighborhood for a car that may have been involved in a previous incident involving a man with a gun, according to a police statement. As cops approached the parked Lexus, in the 4600 block of North Knox, at least 4 people bolted from the vehicle. An officer detained 1 man at the scene, while another cop chased the remaining suspects. That's when someone fired shots, forcing the officers to take cover, according to CPD. No injuries were reported. Police found 2 shell casings in the area. Back at the Lexus, which was outfitted with stolen license plates, police allegedly recovered 4 firearms. A handgun on the center console was equipped with an extended magazine and an automatic fire switch, allowing it to generate machine gun fire. A .556 rifle and 2 more handguns were found in the back seat area, according to court filings. Are y'all listening to this? These motherfuckers were strapped up and ready for war. Anyway, officers also found a large amount of suspected crack cocaine individually packaged inside the car, officials said. Carlos DeGanti, 18, is the man police arrested at the vehicle. In a detention petition, prosecutors said he has a pending case in juvenile court, but they did not elaborate. Officers found Yair Rodriguez, 19, hiding between a fence and a garage. Cops said they recovered 15 knotted bags of suspected cocaine on the ground near him. He has 2 pending misdemeanor cases, one for criminal trespass to a vehicle, and another for reckless conduct. Alexis Bahana, 18, was found climbing a backyard fence in the neighborhood. Officers said they found a baggie containing a white powder, suspected to be cocaine, in his pants pocket. However, Bahana told them the substance was Adderall, according to the police report. All 3 men are charged with unlawful possession of a machine gun, 2 counts of aggravated unlawful use of a weapon, possession of a controlled substance, and misdemeanor criminal trespass to a vehicle. None of the men is accused of firing the shots that sent cops diving for cover. Now, the only question is, are they going to snitch on the driver, who busted shots at the police? We report. You decide, so, let everyone know what you think in the comments section. An off-duty Chicago police officer got into a shootout with a robbery crew that targeted him in Washington Park, 4 days after shots were fired by the driver of the Lexus, on November 24, 2024. The officer was in the first block of East 57th Street when an armed man confronted him around 1:47 a.m., according to a CPD statement. Within seconds, the robber and at least 1 accomplice engaged the officer in a shootout, police said, but no injuries were reported. Witnesses said the robbers, described only as 4 black men wearing all black clothing, fled the area in a black SUV. Investigators found shell casings, live bullets, and an ammunition magazine littering the area. Bullets flew into a nearby apartment window, and parked cars were hit, too. For policy, COPA, the Civilian Office of Police Accountability, is reviewing the officer's use of force. A similar incident happened on Sunday, November 17, 2024, when another off-duty Chicago police officer was shot at by 2 people in South Loop. In that incident, a 25-year-old man was on the sidewalk just before 4 a.m. in the 100 block of West Polk Street when 2 unknown people approached him. The off-duty officer, a 25-year-old woman, approached the group in a vehicle, and the 2 people pulled out a firearm and shot at the officer, who returned fire. No one was injured in the shooting. No arrests were made in either incident, and no further information was immediately available.
Prosecutors have charged a man with robbing 2 people, including an off-duty Chicago police officer, in Rogers Park over the same weekend that men shot at an off-duty female police officer in the South Loop. The 28-year-old cop and a 26-year-old man were targeted on the 6400 block of North Lakewood as they left a nearby business around 2 a.m. Sunday, November 17th, officials said. 2 men displayed a semi-automatic AK-47 style pistol and demanded property from the victims. The off-duty officer handed over his wallet and 2 phones, while the other victim surrendered cash, a necklace, and a phone. Cops at the scene said the robbers fled the area in a silver Ford Fusion that was driven by a woman. More than 12 hours later, a CPD surveillance camera operator spotted the robber's Ford Fusion as it traveled on 71st Street near Cottage Grove, a police report said. Cops pulled the car over and arrested the driver, 26-year-old Tian Ticey. The arrest report said a woman riding in Ticey's passenger seat had the off-duty officer's credit and debit cards in her hand when police stopped the car. She has not been charged with any wrongdoing, but the moral of the story is still, you shouldn't rob people because you never know who the person is that you're robbing. Trust me, prosecutors will throw the book at the bitch unless she agrees to testify against Ticey and his unknown accomplice. That's the way the system works. Judge Deidre Dyer, noting the calculated and opportunistic nature of the robbery, ordered Ticey detained pending trial on 2 counts of armed robbery. Court records show Ticey received 2 prison sentences in 2022. 5 years for aggravated battery of a peace officer and 2 years for forgery. The battery case originated with an accompanying armed habitual criminal charge, and the forgery was connected to escape from electronic monitoring allegations, according to the records. Wow. Think about it. All of that crazy shit happened in the month of November. The month of October was even crazier.
If you enjoy this kind of content from Chicago, please smash that like button and subscribe. It's free for you, and a big help to us. In late October, the investigation of an incident involving an off-duty Suburban cop shooting at a car occupied by an off-duty Chicago cop took an interesting turn. On October 19th, an off-duty Blue Island police officer was taken into custody, after he allegedly shot at an off-duty Chicago police officer's truck, during a road rage incident. The Blue Island officer, who has over 20 years of experience with the Suburban department, was subsequently released without being charged with wrongdoing. Initial information indicated the 24-year-old female Chicago officer, who joined CPD last year, was riding in the front seat of a Dodge Sierra that became involved in a minor crash with the 47-year-old Blue Island officer around 5:03 p.m., in the 4700 block of South Union. A CPD crash report states that a police surveillance camera recorded footage of the Suburban cop pulling out of a parking space onto 47th Street, without ensuring the path was clear. The report stated that video showed the Suburban officer slammed on the brakes, causing the truck occupied by the city cop to collide with his driver's taillight. After the crash, the internal communication stated, the Suburban cop proceeded to pull alongside the Chicago officer's vehicle. He drew his weapon and discharged 1 round in the direction of the Chicago officer's vehicle, striking the passenger side door barrier, and ricocheting off the front windshield. 2 men and another woman were in the pickup with the off-duty CPD officer, the crash report said, and the Suburban cop told investigators that one of them displayed a gun following the crash, leading him to fear for his life, a source said. The Chicago officer was taken to a hospital to be checked out because she is pregnant. No other injuries were reported.